Hi, welcome to Just Another Land Cruiser, and today I am refurbishing my clutch, brake, and accelerator pedal on the 75 series. So let me show you how I did it. Alright, so I got my three pedals here. What I did was took everything down to just the bare metal and then just rattle canned them black just to freshen them up. Wire wheeled them, got all the surface rust off. They're relatively in good condition, and did that with all three. Got clutch, brake, and accelerator. So what you're going to be replacing is, and it's all relatively cheap, I got all this stuff off Partsook for about, I don't know, 20-30 bucks, everything to go on. So I got pedal pads, clutch and brake are the same, so you're just going to get two of those. I think these were literally $2. So from what, I mean, the ones I had weren't bad, you know, good enough for a used vehicle. I figured 20-30 bucks, clean them up. I don't know if they squeak, but these will be factory refresh. They will not squeak if I do it correctly, I assume. So pedal pads are nice and easy. They just slip right on. You don't have to take it off the vehicle to do this. You can just reach down and put it on. It's on. Just kind of slips over the back there. And there you go. Alright, so I'll do that to all three. Accelerator is the same way. Just slips over the back. There you go. Like 5 seconds later, you got a new pad on your accelerator, brake, or clutch. All right, now that I got my all three pads replaced, I'm going to move up to where it pivots in the bracket. And that basically holds it in the bracket too. So you're going to have to take it off the vehicle. Basically, it's going to sit like this, and it's going to have the bolt going through. And you just take that bolt out of the bracket, and it'll just pull right out. So for your bracket, the little pin, you're going to have obviously the bolt. This one was in relatively good condition, so I'm not going to replace this bolt. And then you're going to have a pin, or the spacer, and then these two little plastic bushings. And all this is still available. I think this was like literally 50 cents a piece, and this was like, I don't know, $1 or $2. And the same thing, it's going to be, this one's from the brake, all the same. So you're going to have 2 of these and 4 of these to do your brake and clutch. So I like to use, anytime I put on a bushing or O-ring or something that doesn't call for grease, but I use this silicone lubricating grease. It is dielectric, food grade, and clean. Not that I don't know why it would say clean. They're going to send you dirty. But it goes away pretty quick. It's kind of like head grease, I assume, for a bicycle. I used to use that before I found this stuff. And what I do is just kind of put it on the outside. Actually, I'm going to put it on this, be a little easy. Just on the outside where that bushing's going to go. And then you're going to slip on a bushing. You can do this and then wipe that off. Basically, it is, that bushing's going to make that spacer ride nice and easy. I'll actually put some grease on the outside of that too. Put some on the outside of that one. And where's my other one? Put some on the outside of that. Alright, so we'll smear that around a little bit. And drop that in that side. Put the matching one on the other side. Smear some of that grease around. And there you go. So that's done. Nice new bushings. And then that's going to go back on the bracket. So I'm just going to go ahead and put my bolt back in here just to hold that stuff in place. Okay, now that I got clutch done, brakes exactly the same, got those, so that's done. So now we're going to move on to this little stopper. I believe they're the same from the clutch and the brake. One of them, I only ordered one from Parts Q, and I don't remember if I ordered it from the clutch or the brake, but I had the other one, relatively good condition. So we will, man, the focus is not wanting to focus. Either way, it's just a little stopper. Those are going to go right here. So then they just push in. Done. And for the brake, done. All right, so for the clutch, it's going to have where your push rod is that goes in the master. It's going to hook on right here. So for the pin, it goes through that hole like that. But there is this little spacer bushing that goes in there first. Same thing, put a little grease on it. It just goes right into the hole. I don't know if it needs to go left or right. I believe this is where it was, so I'm just gonna push it back in. And it's a tight fit, but it'll push in with your finger. And then new pin, that's gonna go there. Obviously the push rod will go on first, and then the pin will go through the push rod, everything, and then new little pin there. And then your return spring, which I got brand new return springs too, they're going to go right here and connect onto the bracket, and that returns your clutch. Alright, so clutch is officially done. Alright, so for the brake, uses a bigger pin and a little bit slightly different push rod, and it did not call for a bushing. So, not that I saw. Maybe wrong on that. Now I got another bushing stuck in there. Just trying to show that. Alright, so the push rod just goes in. It basically takes up all that space, so bushing wouldn't even fit there. And this one is different than the clutch. The brake is a lot bigger. We'll put that in. New pin, bigger pin. Put that in. Brake's done. Now we'll move on to the accelerator pedal. Accelerator pedal. We got that part done. This is where your hand throttle is going to hook on and pull the pedal. Don't really need to do anything there. Nothing to do there. So you do have the bracket that mounts it to the firewall. That's going to go right here. Pivot right there. So you're going to have this spring, and that's your return spring. This was in good condition, so I didn't even bother replacing it. And I think I would have replaced it if it was available. Maybe it wasn't available at the time, but this one's perfectly good. So you're also going to have two bushings. They're going to go on each side of this. Same thing. Going to use a little bit of the grease. Just put some around there. Nothing's going to go, or the bolt goes between it. So put that. Put some on this. Don't need a lot. And then we are going to put them in. Now it's weird that unless I got these for something else, which I didn't do, these are the ones that I took off. They are longer. And I don't know, that spring was actually on those. But when you put both of them on, there is still a gap. So I don't know what deal is there, but I'm going to go with these new ones. I don't think it matters. Alright, so once you got your bushings on, you just put it all together, slip it over. This is going to slip underneath the accelerator. That's your return spring. And there you go, that mounts to the firewall. And your return spring goes back. To hold it on, You got the little bitty C-clip, put that back on. Sometimes they're fun, sometimes they go on nice and easy like that. So there you go. So now I got all new, basically what I consider brand new refurbished pedals to go into the 75. Alright, so there you have it. I basically have brand new refurbished pedals ready to go into the 75. Just those little creature comforts to me make drivability a lot better. That you know all your mechanicals are sound, even little bushings that squeak. I don't like squeak, so the body of this thing will never be factory perfect, nor do I want it to be. This is going to be a working truck that I don't mind getting some Texas pinstriping in the woods. Getting that. But on the inside, I want the interior to be nice, and this is the start of that. So there you go. Nice and refurbished pedals, and be ready for the next video. See you guys later.